right. Good evening, everyone. I will call the City of Homestead Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. Due to COVID-19, this will be a virtual Committee of the Whole meeting. The city will be accepting public comments as part of the meeting, which can be emailed to publiccomments@cityofhomestead.com. Public comments on agenda items can be submitted by noon Monday, August 3rd, 2020, and will be included in the minutes. Comments are limited to 300 words per minute, and the name and address for each person submitting a comment should be included for the record. The record reflects that all council members are present with the exception of Councilman Shelley. Madam Manager, are there any additions, deletions, or deferrals?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All right, we have tab 1, approval of the July 14th, 2020 Committee of the Whole minutes. Do we have a motion for approval?
Move it.
I have a motion for approval by Councilwoman Avila. Do we have a second? And I heard a second. Any further questions or comments on the minutes? Would anyone like to be... Did I hear someone trying to speak up? All right. So, is that Mr. Fletcher trying to chime in? Sounds like he was very distorted.
No, sir, I haven't said anything.
Oh, okay. So I heard a male voice and it was distorted. All right. Would anyone like to be recorded as a no vote on the approval of the minutes? None appearing, then the minutes of the July 14th, the whole meeting stand approved. Next item, tab 2, motion to place car number 2942 on the council agenda. Fiscal year 2021 through 2025 proposed capital improvement plan. Is this you, Madam Manager?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it is. Thank you. Attached is the fiscal year 2020-2021 capital improvement projects requested for funding in the fiscal year 2021 proposed budget. The funding for these projects will be contingent upon the adoption of the fiscal year 2021 budget, and any item exceeding the $25,000 threshold will be brought back to council on a later date for final approval. This car item includes both the 5-year CIP plan and the fiscal year 2021 requests for the CIPs. This year's requests amount to about $18.3 million, which in summary includes the following. Public Works projects amount to $7.4 million, but this includes that $4.5 million grant funded projects, Avocado Villages, and $2.9 million for other public works projects and equipment, of which $566,000 represents annual CIPs. Parks projects amount to about $6.6 million, and that includes $6.5 million in park impact fees for the Losner Park expansion. There are also 2 projects to be funded with CDBG funds. One is the basketball surface at Roby George, and the other is striping of the track at Blakey. Electric utility projects and equipment amount to $2.9 million, of which over $1 million represents annual CIPs. Police Department requests amount to $1.3 million, $102,300 in confiscated funds for equipment, $271,488 police impact fees for a prisoner transport vehicle, storage area network, and a high-density storage unit, $991,452 for the replacement of 22 police patrol cars. These vehicles will be financed through the city's master lease financing program over 5 years. The impact in 2021 to the general fund budget is $214,275. Absent any questions, comments on any individual CIP, this plan and the fiscal year 2021 requests will become part of the 2021 budget that will be presented for discussion and approval at the September budget hearings. Staff recommends that the Mayor and Council accept the proposed fiscal year 2021 2020-2021 capital improvement plan.
Thank you, Madam Manager. Are there any questions or comments from council? Council members? I have a few just to clarify. Under the electric utility, we have downtown infrastructure of a total of 400, but 100 next year and 82 the following year. It's the second from the bottom on the first page of the electric utility tabulation. And as I picked through the 500 pages that the finance director sent out last week, it indicated this was to supplement electrical service downtown to prevent brownouts. Is there an issue downtown, or is this solely a necessity probably due to Homestead Station and the Cyber?
Mr. Mayor, can you hear me?
I can, yes, thank you.
Thank you. The downtown infrastructure involves several components, one of which was, yes, to provide service to new facilities, which include the downtown station, as well as the Cybrarium. And it also calls for placing existing overhead facilities underground and just making the overall infrastructure in the downtown area more robust, able to handle the added electrical demand, and making it more resilient to severe weather events.
Very good, thank you. I like the underground part. The aesthetics and some of the alleyways are very poor, and I'm, big on the aesthetics and certainly the protection that the underground adds for hurricane issues. Appreciate that. You're still up. I'm still looking in the electric utility. We have a line item for, well, but let me go back. I'll be clear, because you're showing a total of 400,000, but only the first 182 are programmed in over 2 years. Is that in fact going to include the underground, or do we need to do the upgrades first for the Cybrarium and Homestead Station?
Mr. Mayor, some of this money has already been spent. We have already placed some of our facilities underground in the area, and we, of course, have already provided electrical service to the Homestead Station. We also have undergrounded portions along Maury and some work behind the Seminole Theater, where we had an overhead. We previously had an overhead circuit, and portions of that have been placed underground. So we have already done some work in the area.
Okay, all right. And then I see here we've got a total of $250,000 over a 2-year period to rebuild Engine 16. Is that really going to be a good return when it's online? Is there that much demand for us to generate and sell excess power, or is that something we could really, some money we could put to work somewhere else that would provide a better return faster?
Well, we're currently spending $10,000 to $15,000 a month for reserve power, and this will assist us by not having to pay for reserve power. So we see it as a good investment and something that will help us to not have to spend money on a monthly basis.
All right. Now, is this one of the old oil-fired engines, or is this natural gas-fired?
All of our engines currently, they start on diesel, but once they get up and running, they are 95% natural gas and 5% diesel. Okay,
all right. And then the directional boring rig. Can you just give me an idea of how much we spend I know you spend $22 a foot, which seems to be incredibly outrageous. But on the directional boring rig, what did we spend last year, or in an average year or two, to contract that out?
Well, on Campbell Drive, where we've done a tremendous amount of directional boring, we have spent between, on the whole project, we've spent about $1 million. Some of that is being reimbursed by FDOT, fortunately, but again, we've spent a considerable amount on directional boring.
Okay.
We do directional boring. We did some on Chrome. We've done some on Southwest 328th Street. We even do it at a lower level for new service runs, service runs that have gone bad into people's homes, where we don't want to dig up their yards. We'll do a directional bore to put a new service in where the service is underground.
Okay, I just wanted to be confident that, going forward, we have enough use for this $180,000 investment that we'll get our money out of it. Okay, thank you. I think those are all my notes for the electric utility. Turning to the police department. Laptops at $4,650 a piece is help me understand that. Kate or someone from the PD?
Yes. Colonel, are you on to respond to the laptop question?
This is Stephen. I'm in charge of the IT department.
Hi, Stephen.
The reason the laptops are so expensive is because they're actually ruggedized. They're not a consumer-grade laptop that you would buy off the shelf. They have a drop rating of 7 feet. So when they take them in and out of the cars, if they were to set it up on top of the car and it fall off, it doesn't bust on the ground. They also have a 5-year warranty. If, say, it got ran over and actually did manage to break, they will replace the unit with no cost or any additional questions. They just simply replace them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's generally the reason those are so expensive.
Yeah, what are those two? What would the warranty and the hardening cost per unit?
The warranty is normally about $800. I don't have the actual CIP thing here in front of me for the itemized breakdown.
Stephen, you're breaking up a little bit.
I think I don't have the itemized breakdown for the laptops in front of me.
Yeah, I was just curious. That seemed to be an awfully high number for a laptop.
It's lower than the previous cost that we spent. Actually, 6 years ago. We're now out of warranty on the laptops that we do have.
But Mayor, we can get the breakdown to you after.
I'd be curious. I mean, if you told me that it was $1,200 or $1,500 of specialized reporting software that was installed into all these, I could understand that. But that's a number that it really jumped out at me on those items. Okay, that's it for my police department questions. Let me go to the Public Works solid waste. We're going to replace 2 side loaders, but do we need to find a way to buy a third one with all the new residential units that'll be coming online next year? And is this going to solve our equipment failure problem?
Mayor, Julio speaking here.
Yes.
So for the equipment for solid waste, the 2 side loaders that we're showing as replacement, in a sense, there's 2 old units that would be replaced with this, but one of those old units we're going to keep as a spare. The idea is to have that spare unit in case one breaks down, that one can be used, so we don't lose time when, let's say, one vehicle goes out of service, and then another vehicle that's doing another route has to finish their route before they jump over and do this one. So in essence, it's not a pure replacement. We are keeping one of the best of the two old units. We're keeping one of those. So we are gaining one extra unit for our fleet.
Okay, but, and I get that, and that helps, but do we really need to start looking at buying additional equipment? Given the growth, is that where we need to be, or are we good for another year?
We're good. We're good for another year. We're good. We're definitely good for another year. This year has been much different. More, it's been like an outlier for how we usually operate. A lot of it, of course, is based on COVID. Just from March till now, we're averaging about $5,000 just in extra tipping fees a week for that, and that tells you we're doing about 20 extra trips per week just to keep up. And I don't know if you've seen, sometimes we just can't because there's just so much out there. But we're hoping that will settle down and we'll be able to get back to normal operations. But we're definitely good with what we have. We have a crane operator, a crane that's coming in this month that we ordered in the middle of last year. The problem is that they take like 6 or 7 months to be built before we get them. So when we put them on for budget reasons, when we put it, it takes a long time before we actually get it in our fleet for us to be able to use. So we do have we have a crane that will help us out a lot with the bulk, which I think is one of our biggest issues right now with the people staying home, is the bulky pickup that we do. And just on a side note, we do bulky pickup every week. Compared with, when you compare the 34 municipalities in the county, only 4 do what we do. Everybody else, either they do it once a month, and most of them do it twice a year, which is what the county does for bulky pickup. So we're seeing much more of an impact than, say, the county, because the county says that people only have to pick up a year. It really doesn't impact them that much. But for us, that we're doing it on a week-to-week basis, people will take advantage of that and put their stuff out. So it's just something that we have to work our way through, and we're hoping that once everything settles down, we'll be able to get back to normal operations. But in terms of equipment, we're good with what we're ordering now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bray, appreciate it. And my last, I just want to clarify here that this CIP is in addition to those items that you included in our package as the recurring every year, the ongoing that we do. So this isn't everything. This is in addition to some of those recurring items that have been programmed in, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then finally, and I guess this question would be for you, Madam Manager, and kind of to borrow a phrase from the county, that amount for Lost Center Park is probably just a placeholder at this point, that as proposals come in, we'll probably have to take the opportunity to really to revisualize and pare down that first phase. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, absolutely, Mayor. In fact, the way it went out was in such that it could be bid in separate parts. So once those bids come back, we can get a sense of what makes sense to go forward with. But we don't envision that initial entire plan is going to be what we end up with at this time. So you're absolutely right.
Very good, thank you. Council members? Do we have a motion for approval?
Move it.
Moved by the Vice Mayor.
Second.
I'll take a second for Councilwoman Bailey.
Yes, Mayor.
All right, thank you. All right, so, is there anyone who would like to be reflected as a no vote on this matter? None appearing then, the capital improvement plan is unanimously approved. The next item will be tab 3, motion to place car number 2797, the Omicron test set purchase.
Mr. Mayor, this automatic feeder switch test set is required for testing the settings, functions, and the logic of the automatic feeder switch control modules, both in the office and in the field. Automatic feeder switches are installed on the electric distribution system and are used to isolate faults on the system without interrupting a larger number of customers, while allowing line crews to work safely when completing repairs and other system improvements. Automatic feeder switches are critical in that failures or malfunctions could lead to power disruptions, danger to line crews, and to public safety. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve authorize the City Manager to award ITB 202021 to Omicron Electronic Corp. USA in the amount of $49,481 for the purchase of Omicron GMC-356 test set.
Thank you. Council members, any questions or comments? Reliability, I like to hear that. Do we have a motion for approval of this matter, this item?
Move it.
Moved by the Vice Mayor. I'll second it. No further discussion. Would anyone wish to be recorded as a no vote on tab 3, the car number 2797? None appearing. This matter is unanimously approved. Next item, tab 4, motion to place car number 2934 on the council agenda, the Children's Trust Service Partnership Grant.
The Children's Trust Grant Agreement funds a comprehensive network of partnering agencies who work collaboratively to provide extensive support services to families who have been referred to the program due to their high-risk status. Of those referred, over 85% have been exposed to violence in the school, home, or community. The support services include family, individual counseling, relocation, judicial assistance, including legal representation, access to academic programs for children, parent support groups, etc. The grant agreement will begin on August 1st, 2020, and will end on September 30th, 2021. There is a match of $183,359 that is shared among the 6 partnering agencies through each agency's funded program activities: staff, supervisory salary, fringe benefits, utilities, rent, and supplies. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the City Manager to enter into an agreement and establish a budget for a grant award of $733,437 from the Children's Trust of Miami-Dade County for support services to families who are exposed to violence.
Thank you, Madam Manager. Any questions or comments from council? Okay. Now, I just want to clarify. I think I understood that our portion of the match is not really new money. It's what we pay in ongoing salaries and so forth. We get credit for that for our portion of the match. It's no.
Yes, that's
money.
correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move it.
Moved by Councilwoman Bailey. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Does anyone wish to be recorded as a no vote on?
I can't unmute.
Does anyone wish to be recorded as a no vote on tab 4, the Children's Trust Partnership Grant? Here's to pass unanimously. Next item is tab 5, motion to place car number 2937 on the council agenda. Mutual aid agreement with the City of West Miami Police Department.
The Homestead Police Department maintains a number of bidirectional mutual aid agreements with other police departments, providing for assistance to be rendered between the departments when requested. The purpose of these types of agreements is to clarify and grant law enforcement jurisdiction by the agency requesting assistance to the agency rendering the assistance as provided for under Florida law. The agreement allows for either agency to request assistance from the other when needed for large events, emergencies such as hurricanes and or other disasters. Staff recommends that the Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the City Manager to enter into a mutual aid agreement between the City of Homestead Police Department and the City of West Miami Police Department. This is a 5-year agreement.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council?
I'd like to state something for the
Councilwoman, you're breaking up.
Mayor?
Yeah, your audio's a little off, Councilwoman. Let's try again.
Mayor?
Yes.
Mayor? Can you hear-
Councilwoman, we're not hearing you.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I
Looks
had
like-
to reconnect. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfectly fine now, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I just wanted to state for the record that there is no relationship, nor do I personally know Mr. Carlos Avila, the Chief of Police of the City of West Miami, Florida, although I'm sure he's a great guy.
Thank you.
Perfect.
All right, so, would you like to add a motion for approval with that?
As stated, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bailey. Is there anyone opposed to this motion? On appearing, tab 5 for the mutual aid agreement with the City of West Miami is approved. Moving right along to tab 6, motion to place car number 2938 on the council agenda. It's a mutual aid agreement with the City of North Miami Beach Police Department.
The background here, Mayor, is similar to the card we just read. This is a bi-directional mutual aid agreement in accordance with Florida law, allowing either agency to request assistance from the other when needed. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a mutual aid agreement between the City of Homestead Police Department and the City of North Miami Beach Police Department. This new mutual aid agreement will extend the current agreement for an additional 5 years.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or a motion for approval from council?
I have one quick question. Before last month, thank you, Mayor. Before last month's mutual agreement with Florida City, did we ever have a mutual agreement with any other cities?
PD, can you answer that?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, we do. We have numerous, mutual aid throughout the county.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
Move it.
Moved by Councilwoman Bailey.
I'll second.
We have a second from Councilwoman Avila. Anyone wish to be recorded as a no vote? None appearing. This item is unanimously approved as well. And finally, tab 7, motion to place car number 2939 on the council agenda, a mutual aid agreement with the City of Hialeah Police Department.
And this also, Mayor, is the same background. This is in accordance with Florida law, allowing for a bi-directional mutual aid agreement, allowing either agency to request assistance when needed. And staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a mutual aid agreement between the City of Homestead Police Department and the City of Hialeah Police Department. The mutual aid agreement will extend the current agreement for an additional 5 years.
Thank you. Council members?
Move approval.
Moved by Councilman Fletcher.
Second.
Mr. Roth got in there first, seconded by Councilman Roth. There's no further discussion. Would anyone wishing to be recorded as a no vote on this matter? None appearing. This tab 7 is unanimously approved. Madam Manager, are we firmed up on the meeting that was circulated for next week? Can we announce that?
Yes, sir, we may. Yes, we haven't published it yet, but for the public budget workshop, it will be next Tuesday at 5:30. And I will be scheduling individual meetings with council members before that.
Hey, thank you. Nothing further?
Nothing further, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything for the attorneys? Good. Anything from the clerk? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Thank you all, good night.
Aye.
Have a great one.